Hello, all. Welcome to our show, Simplifying Spirituality. Today, we have another eminent speaker and guest, one of my favorite guests, whom I personally know from a very long time, Srimati Saroja Gullapalli, here with us, going to talk to us and explain many things, simplifying many spiritual aspects today. So I welcome you, ma'am. Very glad to see you on this show called Simplifying Spirituality. Thank you so much for accepting our invite in your busy schedule.
Thank you, Hari. It's always an honor talking to you, and a big hello to all the audience.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So this show, Simplifying Spirituality, is about bringing out many concepts of spirituality to the common people, simplifying it in simple terms, what spirituality means for a common man. So what spirituality means for anyone who is just out there is the idea. So in this show, we would like to explore more about your journey and then the work that you're doing, and then how spirituality can help, especially for women. So today, that's the theme that I have chosen to talk to you, because you are a role model for women as a successful, person, both materially and spiritually in many ways. Your career, I know you as a mother, I know you as a wife, I know you as a spiritual motivational speaker and teacher. So I would like to explore more in that aspect. So before we go into the journey, can you please tell us, like, where exactly your journey started with spirituality and meditation and everything? What triggered it in your
Sure,
busy
Hari.
life?
But before I start, I would like to really congratulate Hari. What a great topic. Spirituality made simple. I think if we can make spirituality simple, then it becomes part of our life. Great, Hari. And coming back to your question, a long way back, sometimes you think you can't even count the number of years. That's how, when the change happens, you lose track of time. So my transformation came in October 2002, when I was overseas. As you know, I live in Melbourne with my family, and this was one of my work trips that I went to Chicago on a business meeting, and it happened in Chicago. So my inner call was to happen in Chicago, and that's why I'm always so connected to Chicago City, because that's where I got to know myself.
Some trips are obviously made for a reason. Probably
Yes.
the trip was made for a reason. So yeah, what exactly happened?
Yeah. So Hari, as you have known later, my life as a woman, as a corporate professional, prior to my spiritual path, had always been busy. And by then, I was mother of two. So this is pre 2002. We are just talking about the transformative event. So before the event, I was working for a multinational corporation. I'm an engineer by profession. So, like everyone, climbing up the corporate ladder is never easy. You always got to watch your back. And at that time, my children were 6 and 9. I have a beautiful daughter and a handsome son, I would say, and a loving husband too. So this was my life, and people who know me, I really like having a lot of friends, and that was my personality. So between weekends, busy social life, and weekdays, where I used to lose track of time between my work and little children, because children had always been my priority one, I didn't have much time to, I would say, to myself. I thought I was giving enough time by socializing, but later I realized that that wasn't really time to myself. And honestly, a very busy life, Hari, and I had lists on the fridge: priority A, priority B, priority C, because I never got to priority B. Life was so full on that the list on priority A itself was enough to keep me busy for the whole week. And honestly, I thought that is life. I thought, what more do you want? I have a job that anyone would die for. I have a loving husband who was always supportive right from the time I met him, and two healthy children. For a woman, what more can she ask for? at that time, when I was thinking that's it to life, this is how universe takes you to places where you have come for on this plane. My work started getting very busier as I was performing better and better, more responsibility. And I was made project executive of a $6 billion project. We're talking about 2002. $6 billion means a lot of money. I mean, even now, but so it was a massive project. And like anything, I always accepted, never said no. And a lot of work pressure going back and forth, and US trips. And US is a far, far away from Australia. Leaving family and going is never a joke, but I used to travel a lot. Work was getting busy, and I kind of was thinking, I need more space in life, but I really didn't pay much thought. And I think there was a lot going on in my mind about should I ease up my life a little bit. Till then, I never had that question. But then I was kind of questioning what is happening. It's like my life is being totally occupied. Never paid much attention. So boarded my flight for a design review meeting, went to Chicago, was there for a week, and this was the Friday of that week. We were wrapping up the meeting, all minutes done, and it was 3 p.m. And the contractor or the consultant, we went to have a meeting with the CBI. They're called Chicago Bridge and Industries. It's a beautiful compound they have. And they had a lovely lawn. And as I was talking, closing the meeting, I just looked out in that beautiful gardens. And for me, time stopped. My time literally stopped. It's just like a movie. I don't know how many of you have seen Matrix. Like everything stops and you're the only one moving. And that was me. For me, time stopped. Everyone got faded from the background. And my mind went blank. Wow. I didn't know why I was there, standing there. What meeting was it? I lost track. And rest is history, because those people really got concerned. They thought it was the work pressure that we were working long hours in that Chicago conference room. But I knew it was something else. And you know what, Hari? I didn't want to know what was going on because I didn't have any questions. And I thought, I didn't think anything. That's what I'm just making it up. Like I thought, I really didn't think anything. And I remember them, bringing me back to hotel, like with making sure someone was there. Journey back to Melbourne was thoughtless. It's a long journey. I came back and I straight away knew something going on. I need my space.
Excellent.
So I did take space, Hari. Just let me know when you want me to stop.
No, keep going. Well,
when you go back to your spiritual calling time, you always cherish it with such fond memories. And I came back and I immediately took some time off, because that's when I realized that my mind is blank. I don't want to do anything. Yeah. I just need to be with myself. I wanted to spend time with myself, Hari. And I've never done that before.
Yes.
And I don't even know, like there is a thing called spending time with yourself.
Yeah.
And that day I felt the need that I didn't want anyone. I just wanted myself. And next 3 days were the most challenging times in my family. For children who have a talkative mother, a chatterbox who keeps the whole family entertained, suddenly stops talking, you can imagine what it's like.
Absolutely.
For a husband who is mostly quiet, likes to listen to his wife, for him, it's another challenge. So the whole family were going through a challenge while I was sitting quietly in my living room on a couch with no thought. 3 days went by, and if you want me to continue, I will.
Yeah.
But if you want to stop, any questions, please feel free.
I'll...
And third day happened, and on the third day, I really wanted everyone to leave me, because that 1.5 days, my family was giving me good company, making sure I was safe, because they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
See, spiritual calling, awakening were not the terms we were used to in the family before that. Just like anyone, we normal people. And then on the third day, I asked my husband to go to work and children to go to school. I needed my space. And then I went for a walk.
Yeah.
But what I realized, Hari, as I was walking, tears were flowing down as if like something was releasing from me, and I had no clue what it was. I walked for an hour and a half and crying, and I was absolutely oblivious of the world. People are watching me, we shouldn't cry in front of people.
Yes.
It wasn't there. And like most of the time, I have shared this story to many. I finished, it was an hour and a half walk, and as I was coming back, there was this lady I met on the walkway, and I had met her before once, but not a very acquaintance. I just met once, and she came to me and she didn't even question, she just stopped me and she said, "Would you like to come to my house?"
Oh.
And I thought, yes, I know her, I've seen her before, but I really didn't have any questions, so I went along with her.
Okay.
And I found out that she was our neighbor. So we went to her house, and I was still, the tears were just flowing. And I was not caring about it. And she took me into her study and she asked me to sit down. And she said, "Would you like to sit on the floor?" I said, "Yep." I sat on the floor. She said, "Would you like to interlock your fingers?" I did. And she said, "Close your eyes and just observe your breath." Normally, I would ask a million questions. I don't trust anybody till that point of time. I never trusted. But that day, I didn't have any questions. I didn't have any thoughts. And I just did what she asked me to. And the experience that I went through, Hari, I think I will always remember in my life. Because that first awakening, that experience that you go through, the awakening had already started, which I wasn't aware of. But that afternoon in meditation, my experience was profound.
Excellent.
And my life changed. And I knew why the transformation has happened. The penny dropped. And in the next 24 hours, like everything made sense, what was happening to me. What surprises me is that was such a quick transformation. There's so much information that went on. And so many things became clearer. And I found my path. When I say my path, looking back, we all talk so much now that we are in this path. But then I did not know. I thought that was the path that I was. But then I think I realized for what I had come to this plane in this incarnation.
This is so beautiful, ma'am. So even though it's a bit lengthier, I wanted you to continue because a few points that I have observed is like, getting this calling is first thing. But as a woman, allowing it to happen is a big thing that I see. Like, there's many people who may get calling. But thing is, like, oh, I'm busy in my life.
Yes.
It's no time for this. As a woman, as a mother, as you said, like, you got quiet for a couple of days, which might have, like, maybe family might have felt weird or, they might have felt that vacuum.
Yes.
So women are so busy in their lives, and then they always feel, what I have seen is like women always feel that, I don't have time for this. I have many responsibilities. They feel this heaviness on their head. But what do you think that why spirituality is required for women in their life? Like, it is not a, it doesn't create any vacuum is in my point of view. It actually fills up women.
Yes.
But women feel the other way, like, do I need this? I'm so busy with my responsibilities. You have to stress the importance of spirituality, especially for women,
Yeah. So true, Hari. It's such a valid point that you have brought forward. Why women, human being, we get so sucked into the day-to-day things that when these things happen, like Hari, you mentioned spiritual calling, it doesn't come as a, in the mind as a label that this is your spiritual calling. It just happens. And it's not like it happens to me and you and only a couple of people. It happens to everyone. Yes. But the problem is, or the question is, do you have time to tune with that and observe? One, because you don't know it's a calling that's coming from inside, because the society we live in doesn't talk about these things. They talk about nervous breakdown, they talk about mental breakdown, they talk about stress, they talk about anxiety, suicide, everything. But no one talks about the spiritual calling, though everyone gets it in their lifetime. So the problem is not with the people. The problem is with this community and the belief systems that we are in. These things are not talked about. So when it happens, people term it as, oh my God, she's going through stress. The work pressure is too much, she's lost it.
Yes.
Or she's not able to manage her work-life balance. Even men, like when these things happen to men, they think, oh no, I have to be better, I have to be more strong. And stronger means you kill your emotions, you kind of bottle up your memories and say, I'm back. You're not back.
Yeah.
You're back in the deep pit from where you were trying to come up. So part of your question was, these spiritual awakenings, why are we not able to recognize? The reason why we are not able to recognize is we are not familiar with the terms. Next, the society we live in do not have an understanding. The family that we share don't understand these, that there is something called spiritual awakening that happens in everyone's life. So first time it happens, we ignore. It doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
It comes back again in the form of bigger events.
True.
And you know, those so-called accidents and stuff, we only look at the negative side. Oh my God, this happened to me. But if you really understood why it happened, universe wants you to stop.
Yes.
Just stop and think.
Yes.
And that's what is missing. And when it happens, even if you recognize that it's spiritual calling, the question that you asked is amazing. Are we able to entertain that and
Exactly.
go after it?
Yeah.
We are so busy. Everyone is busy. If you're not busy, you'll make it busy, right? Life has given us a platter. How you fill it up, this is a buffet.
Yeah.
Life is a buffet. What you're picking up and putting in your platter is up to you.
Yeah.
Each of one has got free will.
Yeah.
It's just a buffet, my dear friends. And I love to share this because I'm a foodie. When I go for dinners, if it's a buffet, and these days, you know, buffet, how they are, they start from there and they finish there. The plate size doesn't increase. You got to make your choice very wisely. Because if you start eating the starters, then you're going to miss out on the dessert, right? So I always used to go, right, having a look, what is there first before we pick it up? You know, choose wisely, you're going to miss out big time. Jokes apart, life is exactly the same.
Yes.
It is a platter. What you fill it up with is totally up to you. But if your plate is full and then something interesting comes up, nobody is stopping you. There's always called a bin.
Exactly.
You can always bin it,
put it in.
make more room in your plate
Yeah.
and pick what you want. This is what people don't understand.
Yeah.
They think it's a life commitment. I have made these priorities. Priorities change, my dear friends. Priorities should change because we are changing every minute. If we are changing every minute, how can our priorities be same? If your priorities are not changing, then it's time you have a look at it, why they are not changing. Because I wasn't what I was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not what I was 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
I'm not what I was yesterday.
Absolutely.
So if I'm not the same, then how come my priorities are the same? We women especially, we feel that we are responsible for anything happening in this world. Not good, especially bad. If anything breaks, we are responsible. If anything happens, disaster at home, we are responsible. This is the guilt we carry. So when it comes from the perspective of question of women, first of all, women has to take that guilt out of their platter.
Yes.
Then they will see what are they loading their day with. If it's work, children, and husband, and society. And I know 99% of women are loading more than they can. Then they need to understand that if there is so much expectation out of them to perform efficiently, then are they having the right things in the mix so that they get that extra energy to perform efficiently?
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say, Hari, is if you choose your things wisely,
Yes.
if you prioritize wisely, then all the garbage falls off your platter.
Yes.
Prior to 2002, I had on my fridge priority A, B, C. I never got to B and C, by the way. Why did I hold it for 20 years?
Yeah.
I feel good.
Yes.
At least the 100th goal is there. I haven't forgotten. But I never reached even 4th goal, right? So since my calling has happened, I've realized that all can go. So I tore off all that priorities. In life, if your priorities are more than 3, then you're fooling yourself. It's not going to happen. You're not going to have time.
Yes.
So that's what my suggestion or recommendation to my fellow women would
Yes.
be, we carry a lot in our plate, not required.
Yes.
If it is someone's expectation, let them deal with it, right? Let's deal with our expectation. Make sure we have those 1, 2, or 3 priorities that helps us to grow. It's good that we are there as a support, as a network support for the society, for family. But unless we are happy, unless we are healthy, we can't be the backbone of this society or home.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm
This
saying.
is a beautiful insight, ma'am. As you said, it is right, because I have women in my life, my mother, wife, aunts and everyone. So I see that, carry a responsibility, like take it like, heavy on
Yes.
their head. And one other thing that I observe, or my take, why not many women are into spirituality, and whenever we talk about meditation and spirituality, we hear this guru, that guru as men, but not women, is women are high on emotions. So they are emotionally connected to everything, like children, husband, environment, relatives, and everyone. Men are not that emotional,
Yes.
right? They're not connected. And the spirituality is all talking about losing and dropping. You know what? Your bonds will go away with people, and then you will
That
feel
scares
everything
them.
is nothing. So I feel maybe that's the fear that women have. Like, what if I lose connection with my children? What if I lose my connection? So I would like to throw this, like, does spirituality strip away things like from your life, make it boring? Because I feel there's a lot of insecurity has been created in through these spiritual concepts. Maybe that's what is stopping. Am I?
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
I think it's absolutely amazing question, because we have lived through times where spirituality has been associated with renunciation.
Yeah.
And it sounds good, but when you want to apply it, it doesn't feel that good, right? It's good if you listen about some guru. He has renounced everyone. Oh my God, he's doing so much for everyone. Good. But when it comes to us, that's not for me. And that's why spirituality, I mean, of course, exceptions are always there, Hari.
Yeah.
But spirituality could never reach a common household.
Yes.
Because this is why that family and spirituality doesn't go hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
To that matter, when I went on this journey, my mother was so worried. This is my first year in spirituality, and she called my husband and she said, "You got to watch out. What's happening here?"
Maybe we'll leave.
And she called me and she said, "You have 2 younger children. What are you doing with your life?" And I thought, what has that got to do with my children? I'm much more happier, and my family is happy because I'm happy. I'm able to manage my life better. Now, why is my mother getting worried? But I think this is the question in back of everyone's mind, that spirituality and materialism are 2 different things. I just want to make it clear for our audience and for this beautiful society that we live in. That's not so. I think the word spirituality has been misunderstood so much. That's why, Hari, I initially never used that. I used to say self-empowerment. Because the moment you say spirituality, people run away. It's like, oh my God, I don't want in my life.
Yeah.
Self-empowered? Yes, I want to be empowered. So, my dear friends, it doesn't matter what word you call it, self-empowerment, spirituality, they're really one and the same. And every household, it should be a common talk, like we talk about food, we talk about parties, we talk about weekend. We should talk about self-empowerment, which is spirituality, because the way people have done it for long time is, if we have to practice spirituality, then materialism has to drop off from your life. That's not the idea. We human beings have come onto this plane to have experiences. And what does experience mean? If you wash off everything and go and sit in a corner, how the hell are we going to have experiences, right? And to me, having yummy food is an experience.
Yes.
Going to a party is an experience. Having friends like you is an experience. Meditating is experience. Reading amazing books is experience. Singing is experience. Dancing is experience. So, if I drop everything and just sit in a corner, I'm going to miss big time all this experience. And you know what will happen then? I'll have to come back again for all this. Nobody tells us this.
Yes.
The real spirituality is be exactly where you are,
Yes.
and then look at that life from different perspective. And what I would like to say, Hari, is now this understanding is happening more and more, thanks to the new age masters, thanks to the time that we are going through, the vibrations that are raising on this Mother Earth. This understanding is really coming out more to everyone. It is called the middle path. Middle path is the way that will go long, that will survive in the common households, where people like me, mothers, professional mothers, who have to manage everything, and they find it hard. But this middle path helps you to be in the middle of everything and yet be detached. Unless you are detached from all the attachments, how can you do 100%? And that's what I learned.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, that is so beautiful. Maybe we talked about renunciation, right? And the middle path. I feel not just for women, for anyone, we need to talk about one aspect called losing or loss. What is there to lose? You know, people are worried about losing. I may lose something, right? You know what? I see all the depression and today all the ailments or mental and physical ailments that I see in society is because of I lost something.
Yes.
You know, I lost a man, I lost a woman,
Yes.
I lost my partner, I lost something that I own emotionally, or some people say I lost my character, I
Yes.
lost my... See, a lot of depressions and stress is coming out.
Yes.
Is there anything there to lose at all? Is there a list of this is what that you can maximum lose, or there is nothing to lose?
So amazing. Yes and no. It's a very good question. It's a paradox. I'm saying yes and no at the same time. Yes, there is to lose. And no, there is really nothing to lose. So let's talk about the yes first.
Yes.
And then we'll come to the no bit.
Exactly.
Yes is, we have built a fake world around us. And if you're hearing for the first time about this fake world, there are 8.5 billion human beings on this earth, right? But the world that matters to me is that 50 people world, right? My family, my extended family, the 10 friends, my 10 colleagues. And that 50 people is the dynamics that I'm living in. And if people don't treat me well, if people don't applaud, if people don't give me due credits, then my world shatters.
Shatters, yes.
So that 50 people world, really? Is that the world it is? What about the 8.5 billion people that you live in? So what is there to lose? I want you to lose your short frame of reference. I want you to lose that perspective where your 50 people world drops and your frame of reference extends. That is when you will see that you have come onto this plane not to live with that 50 people, but this earth is beautiful, 8.5 billion, right?
Exactly.
So what is keeping you in that small world of yours? Our ego.
Yes.
All we think about is I, me, and mine. That's all we think about. If there's anything to do with my happiness, with my people, my friends, that's all it matters. And that I, me, and mine is only that 50.
Yes.
So I would request, if you can't drop I, me, and mine, it's fine. But can you extend your frame of reference to make 8.5 billion people I, me, and mine? So lose your frame of reference, which is very small. If you can lose ego, ego is a very big word. We all use it very fancily these days. Oh, lose ego. Ego is not that easy to lose. You have to work on it.
Yes.
Little by little.
Yes.
You get trapped in it again. Because how much I try every minute. I've been trying for 20 years, Hari. But you get trapped again. It's a constant reminder, my dear friends. And for that constant reminder, you got to set the markers around you. You know, just those two friends that you catch up regularly, make sure they remind you once in a while. How's your I, me, and mine world going? Otherwise, if you don't have reminder, you'll get lost in this world.
Yes.
Nothing wrong in losing the world. Again, don't get me wrong. Losing is fine.
Yeah.
We find ourselves only after losing.
Yes.
Right? So that was the yes bit. But the no bit, everything is perfect. You have taken this life exactly with a great plan. I mean, friends, I know many of you may not understand what I'm talking about at this moment, which we call divine plan. We all come here on this plane with a divine plan.
Yes.
Divine sounds good, doesn't it? Because otherwise we sit there, oh, my plan is not too good. No, all our plans are fantastic. We all have planned our lives and we have come here. It's not a coincidence. After coming here, we may not understand. We may get forgetful dementia. That's a different story.
Yes.
But every divine plan is absolutely wonderful. There is nothing to change or there's nothing to lose. If only we could understand that, then what is spirituality? Spirituality, making it simple, as the topic is,
Exactly.
is about accepting things. 2 words, simple words, most challenging. Because we as human beings want to change our world. This changing never gives us happiness.
Yes.
Why are we changing, Hari? Why are we trying to change the world? Because we are not feeling happy inside. Because you're not happy inside, you can't do anything with your inside. You're trying to change the outside. There is no way we can change outside. We think we can, but if we continue on this path, very soon there'll be a big wall. And when you hit the wall, then you come with the known terms, anxiety, depression, and all that. Look, I don't underestimate anxiety and depression, because with that perspective, what we go through, it is a big thing.
It is.
But to come out of it, you need to understand what is the value of acceptance in our life.
Yeah.
Acceptance to me is very simple, because I have kind of said a big word, right? Acceptance. Everyone talks about this jargon. Now it's become a jargon. Acceptance, surrender. But is it easy to do? No. So let's make it simple. Spirituality made simple. So what is acceptance? There's nothing to accept outside. Outside is not going to change for you. It is what it is. What you need to change is your inside.
Yes.
So how do you do it? You don't have to accept the outside world. What you need to accept is, can you accept your mind and heart the way it is? The mind will keep on chatting what it wants to. The heart will keep on feeling what it wants to. But can you accept that being inside, that witness consciousness you are sitting inside, can you be comfortably accepting whatever your mind says, whatever your heart says? Because we are not.
Yeah.
Whenever we are not happy with what our heart feels, whatever our mind says, we want to change. And we can't change inside, so we try to manipulate outside.
Yes.
But that manipulation anyway doesn't give us anything.
Never takes us anywhere. But it's a beautiful insight. Be the change you want to see in the world. I mean, that's what I many times do. Like whenever, let's say, if I feel like changing something outside, I immediately point the finger back to me. It's like, you know what? Bring that change within you.
Yes.
Then every single time I have done that, I have seen the change outside automatically.
Yes.
So
True.
That's a social experiment that I have done that have worked for me, and that's a beautiful message as well.
So that's what I keep telling Hari. I mean, all my near and dear who meet me always, this is my mantra. It's okay.
Yes.
Whatever your mind's saying to you, it's okay.
Exactly.
It's giving you pain, your heart, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it'll give you pain. But what are experiences, masters? Aren't they pain, love, joy?
Yeah.
You accept love and joy happily, but when it comes to pain, you can't take it. Why? It's also an experience.
Absolutely.
So I keep telling people, yes, it pains, but it's okay.
Exactly.
If we can just let it pass by saying it's okay, that will pass too.
Yes.
And I think that's what spirituality teaches us about is, don't waste your time and energy trying to go change everything. Well, if you want to change and you can change, go be my guest, go change it. I'm never asking people to stop, If you think you can change the world, go do it. But if you can't, then understand what's the message coming here.
Yes.
Be okay with whatever your mind says, whatever your heart feels.
Absolutely. Life is like a holiday, in my opinion, just, and we go to, let's say, an amusement park. We take all the rides, and then in the end, we have to come back home.
Yes.
We don't just live there, right? The problem comes when we come back home it's like we miss that ride. I want to do that ride every single day. Why am I not going? That's how we are all thinking in my point of view. It's like, that ride is mine. I have to do it every single day.
Yes.
That's where the whole problem is coming. And that was beautifully explained by you in terms of, we don't have anything to lose. It's all experiences.
Yeah, I think the right thing that you have mentioned, it's one of my favorite topic. World is like a Disneyland of the universe. Our planet
Exactly.
Earth is Disney.
Yeah.
How much money we spend to go to Orlando, Sunshine Coast. Why? Because we want to pay that extra $300, $400 again, buy the tickets. We come all the way
Yes.
to come to this beautiful Disneyland. And we need a special space suit to come here.
Yes.
Because to have your rides, just can't come here and do the ride. So you need this space
Yes.
suit, special space suit.
Yes.
And you have to be in a queue to get the space suit. It doesn't come so easy, Hari.
Yes. Yes.
We think it's coming easily.
No.
We have waited for eons to get the spacesuit to come here.
Yes.
And after coming here, we have no value for the spacesuit. Oh my God, you would have given it to someone else.
Yes. I have, you're talking about being a spacesuit. I have watched a YouTube joke or something. They say, like, I'm talking about food a little bit here. So someone is about to eat something inappropriate, and one lady comes and says, "Oh, this body is like temple. Don't eat. That is inappropriate." And then in the evening, this is for the lunch, but by evening at around 9 o'clock, she starts eating that inappropriate food. Then that lady comes, "You said body is temple. Why are you eating this?" She says, by 4 o'clock, temple gets closed. So now I can eat whatever that I want. On a lighter note, that's a joke. But thing is, because we talked about the space suit or the body, this is like a temple, right? We have to respect it. We have come here with a purpose. So how should we treat this body? How much we need to respect this body when we are here on earth?
Oh my God, my favorite topic. I mean, this is what happens in spirituality, guys. Whatever you're thinking, the other person picks it up, right? So it's a good way. If you want to know what your boss is thinking, get into spirituality, right? Anyway, it's such a nice topic that you have really touched now. I would like to go a little bit, two steps back. Back home, I come from Indian origin, and a lot of saints and the Vedanta and stuff, like how we have known. Along with that, one kind of a concept that has come to us is, body has not got much role to play. You're not a body, you're not mind.
Yes.
So we think our body is waste. This is waste. Go directly highway to the soul.
Yes.
There is no such highway, my dear masters, right? Without this body, there is no way of evolving.
Yes.
The whole path of soul cycle that we talk about, from the time the cycle starts, the journey is only possible because we have a chance to come to this beautiful Disneyland and experience through this temple. This temple is so important. I keep telling them the primary reason for having a body for a soul is because to house these five senses. Now, let's talk about these five senses. Without these five senses, if we quickly go through the five senses,
of course.
The taste, the smell, the sight, the hearing, and of course the touch. These are the five sensory organs. Five sensory organs are an interface for all the experiences from the physical world to come to the soul.
Absolutely.
Soul cannot take the physical experiences directly.
Yes.
So these five senses are required for the soul. They are the interface.
Yes.
And for the five senses interface to be housed, it needs a house.
Yes.
And the house is body. So rest of the organs are nice to have, right? Heart important, yes, but not more than five sensory organs.
Yes.
We've got it all wrong, Hari.
Yes. Absolutely.
If you want to live 100 years, yes, you live 100 years, but even if you live for one day, it's still called life, right?
Yes.
So the primary reason for having a body is to house these five sensory organs, which is an interface between the external and the internal soul.
Yes.
And to keep this body for longer, we have come up with the digestive system and blood circulation system and systems. So that alone shows if there's no body, where will these five senses be housed? It can't hang in the air, right? And without this, how can we experience this beautiful, how beautiful this world is?
Absolutely.
How much love is there? How much joy is there? How much beauty is there?
Yes.
I couldn't experience that from that realm.
Yes.
I borrowed this space suit. I housed these five sensory organs. I came down.
Yeah.
And after coming here, if I say that this is no good, or I don't want to take care of it, what a fool I would be. So taking care of it, we should take care of this body. Absolutely, absolutely. People have lost the touch with their physical body. We have totally lost the concept. Here we need to talk about awareness, Hari. Whatever we do with using our body, it has to be with awareness.
Yeah.
We just throw food in our mouth.
Keep.
We don't even know what we are eating.
Yes.
And we want it to work. It won't. Right? And I always tell, I have an academy for children, Crystal Children Corner Academy.
Yes.
And that's where we start, that teaching starts. Body awareness.
Yes.
You're eating food. Every morsel that you pick. And I encourage them, okay, if you're used to spoons and forks, nothing wrong. But once in a while, just feel the texture of the food. I mean, God has given you this sensory organ. I mean, I'm not saying that spoons and forks are wrong. Guys. But once in a while, just feel how the bread feels like. How the cheese feels like. It feels amazing.
Yes.
And nice, cushy.
Yes.
And then the process of taking it to the mouth.
Yes.
When it touches your tongue. Oh my God, the whole story is between here.
That's it.
After here, doesn't matter what you eat, isn't it? It's only food.
Exactly.
And I would really recommend, can we prolong that journey from here to here? Make it 20 seconds, make it 30 seconds. I'm trying. Honestly, I'm trying. And it's a beautiful journey.
It is.
So deal with awareness when you come to your body. Take care. Take absolute care. And some people say, if you're in spirituality, you don't have to deck up. No, I want to deck up. I enjoy my body. So why should I not look after my body?
Yes.
Nothing wrong. These are the misconceptions, Hari.
Yeah.
Priorities should be set right, but there's nothing to drop off. These are all required. And that's why we came with it, right?
Exactly. See, this is exactly the show is about, spirituality doesn't take away your genes or your beautiful saris or...
Actually, can I say something here? Especially, I'm talking about back home. Mostly, as Hari said, spiritual gurus mostly happen to be men. And if there happens to be like a couple of them, women, their attire will be totally different, right? And I'm a challenge to most of the spiritual community because when they open my YouTube video, there comes a woman with short hair. Short hair is not wrong, but I'm talking about my Indian community with that spiritual persona, expectation, bobbed hair. And I open up and I start talking about things that they would never hear from a spiritual leader or a speaker. And that's a challenge. And I think that's why people get attracted to me because they want to check me out.
Yes.
What the hell is she talking about? And they themselves told me. People come to me and they get so attached because of the love we share. The only thing, by the way, you'll get from me is love masters. That's nothing more I have. And they say, Madam, first time we looked at you, we thought, what is she doing here? What is she trying to teach? And this is what I want to teach.
Yes.
You can be who you want to. I love my hair this much. Yes. Nothing wrong. No spirituality says that you need to have long hair or shaven.
Yes.
You do what you are comfortable with. Accept, be comfortable. That's my motto, Hari.
No, absolutely. Once again, actually, you have led me into the question that I wanted to ask. Again, part of spirituality. So now, we see so many spiritual gurus, all men, okay? Not many women gurus. It's patriarchal, I would say, like probably men dominated, or what could be the reason for having so many, gurus as men and not many women in spirituality?
Yeah.
We are bored of men teachers. We have heard enough of men.
We are interesting. Let me tell you that. It's a very good question, and it is time we talked about these things. It's a very question in great depth. Considering the time, I will like to wrap a lot of things in this. I'll try to talk about the things that we already know, and then we will go into a deeper realm to understand what time are we in. So to start with, it started with men because women always got stuck with house responsibilities.
Yeah.
Even those few women who had deeper calling within themselves, they couldn't really drop the family, drop the responsibilities, the children. Women have biological connection with children.
Yes.
They can never think of dropping their offsprings and go away. That is not okay for women.
Yes.
So they will never do. I'm not saying men don't love their children, but they don't share the same biological connection
Yes.
that women, and I'm sure the whole world agrees. Yes, men love their children, but when it comes to the connection that women feel, I think because the 9 months that we keep children in our womb,
Yes.
I think the connection, the biological connection is very strong. So one of the reasons that we are all aware of is that. So it was easy for men. They always saw family as an hindrance
Yes.
because they get pulled back, and they wanted to. This practice is
Yes.
tough when you're doing. And look, there's nothing wrong in the training time if you isolate yourself and just move away and do your practice, but come back. Don't
back.
stay there. But men had taken it a bit more seriously, because once they left the families and went there, they found the bliss and they didn't want to lose it.
Yes.
There are many great masters in Himalaya who don't even come back to the plains.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of rut here, right?
Yes.
We know what it is.
Yeah.
So this is the story we all know about. But there's more to know. These days, if you see in a spiritual congregation or in a conference, you'll see more women.
Yes.
I would really say women coming out and attending the spiritual get-togethers, the ratio is almost going 80-20 sometimes,
Yes.
like 80% women
Women.
in that group and 20%
Yes.
men. To the point that I was really getting worried. It was the other way. We had a recent retreat and I was getting worried, like, more women engaging, men are there, but can we see? But thanks to all the men, they really got engaged well. I have no complaint. But Hari, this is a very good question. Why women are coming out in hundreds and thousands and listening to the call? If you don't mind, I would
Yes.
like to go into a bit of
Yeah.
our deeper knowledge. Every human being has got two sides. Their feminism,
Yes.
their masculine side. It doesn't mean that women alone
Yes.
have feminism and men only has masculine. It's not like that. Feminism and masculinism is a tattva. It is a quality. And every human being has it. Normally, a human being should or expected to have 50% balance,
Yes.
right? That's when, we are aiming in our spiritual evolution. But we have to go through a cycle to attain that balance. With the divine channeling that we are receiving so many messages at this point of time, I keep emphasizing always at this point of time because, my dear friends, the earth plane is really going through a ascension. It's a vibrational transformation. I would not like to go through many spiritual jargons or new age wisdom, which you can read from books and through channeling. But if you just remember that Mother Earth is really vibrating at a higher frequency every day. So we are all in Mother Earth's frequency, and of course that will impact us. So what has it done to us? The whole thing goes in a cycle. So at one point of time, long time, all the spiritual leaders and priests, they used to be women.
Yes.
Then came the patriarchal time.
Yes.
For last 6,500 years, so they say, in all our channeling, that the men, they took it forward, they led the society. Nothing wrong, masters. Everything has got a reason. One thing I want to share a little bit. Feminism means, because it's not women or men, feminism, that quality means inclusion.
Absolutely.
And you can see in mothers, right? You can see that because their feminism a little bit more than.
Yes.
So mothers always want to include everyone in their family. And if you go out, many evolved women, you will see the same. They want everyone to be embraced.
together.
Come together, come together. That is the feminism quality. Masculinism is fragmentation. It sounds very harsh, but it's not. But we need to talk about it before we progress, right? So masculine means fragmentation, breaking down. So what's so great about it? Great about it is humanity has come this far. So many inventions, so many discoveries. We have gone to the point of quantum field. We are just there.
Yes.
It's just matter of time, a little bit more leap in science and spirituality and science will bridge.
Yeah.
We are almost there.
Yes.
For science to use the logic and come this far, it was only possible through the masculine taking the lead. So what does fragmentation does? Fragmentation helps the humanity to break everything into small pieces and then analyze that piece to understand what it is. It develops understanding, it develops concept, it develops you to build things.
Yes.
But I think we have done that for a long, long, long time, to the point that this fragmentation has gone beyond its expectation. And people, communities, societies have fragmented in a way that their hearts have broken. I think we have overdone the purpose.
Yeah.
It's homegoing time, or I call it homecoming time. We've all reached a point in our society where there is a restlessness in each one's heart. We each feel that we have gone too far away from where we were our home, and it's time to go back home. And that's why this calling is happening again and again and again, and people are listening to their calling. So what does homecoming mean? Homecoming means that we look into our feminism. We looked outside all these days, and it's time we looked inside.
Yeah.
And what is inside? Inside is feminism masters taking everyone together, showing that love, showing that joy. And that's why this society is feeling very uncomfortable. Panic is happening because we're not used to those expressions.
That's true.
We were never allowed to cry because crying is no, boys cannot cry at all. And even women, like, we have to be macho, comparison with men.
True.
And now people are realizing crying is okay.
Yes.
Crying means love. Because love doesn't have words. It cannot express. It only expresses in tears. And people who know me see me crying almost every hour. If I have overdose of love, I cry. Overdose of joy, I cry. So I'm really leading by example, telling it's okay to cry.
No,
so there's a lot of change which has initiated. And in the coming years, coming decades, we'll see a lot of change, Harry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This limiting these, these are the emotions that only men can, have, and these are the emotions that women can have. It's something that society has done, that's a good one. So we have talked a lot about what spirituality can not take away from us, and then the fear of loss or becoming quieter, and but there is also the other side of it, that spirituality can make you radical. Okay, that's another fear that people have, like seeing some of the gurus, probably like, I can name it, like, let's say Osho or some other gurus who have been called as radical, right? So there is this fear also that spirituality can make you radical.
Yes.
What is your take on it? Like, do we need to fear for being that? In my view, radical means being what they want to be, like, living the way that they want to be.
Yes.
As far as we are not disturbing anyone, it is okay to live ourselves. But do we need to have that fear of being radical?
Hari, this is a very sensitive topic, but I'm really proud that you had the courage to touch this sensitive topic. I normally try to keep it away from public because sometimes it can become very controversial.
Yes.
So I'll try to be politically correct, but in spirituality, there is no political correctness. Everything is correct. So first of all, we need to understand everything is all right, right? But it's not easy for everyone to accept everything is okay, because we are in a society. Society goes by morals.
Yes.
Society goes by rules. If we didn't have the rules, everyone is not yet there living in love and in a balanced state. No.
Yes.
We're all in different stages in life, and hence the society has to go by the guidelines. Just I would like to touch here. We're all in third dimension. That's what it said. This earth dimension. In this dimension, we all need law, justice, rules. But as we start moving towards the fourth dimension, which is raising of our vibration, one of the things will happen is we will not need external guidelines, because that is the quality of fourth dimension.
Yes.
That morals come from inside.
Absolutely.
It tells you what ethics are. You can't do anything wrong.
Absolutely.
So as the society keeps moving towards the fourth dimension, as we raise our vibration, there will not be much requirement of law and justice. So there'll be a lot of redundancies coming up, guys. So be prepared. But anyway, so what I'm saying is that policing will come from inside.
Yes.
That law abiding will come from inside. You will not look that if nobody's watching, I can do
this.
That
Yes.
won't be there.
Yeah.
But while we are still there on this third dimension, we still need to go by this
Yes.
rules of the society to keep people sane and
Yeah.
to keep ourselves sane.
Yes.
So I have said that before, because this is good to understand that there are rules that we all need to live by. 8.5 billion, definitely rules required, right? We're not 10 or 100.
Yes.
Now, talking about gurus who have chosen path which is abnormal to a normal public. What is normal? What is abnormal? The way humanity takes normal is whatever majority feels comfortable becomes normal, and the other becomes abnormal.
Absolutely.
So if someone has chosen a path that's not comfortable to the majority, they will definitely call that path radical. So to understand that, if you choose a path that is a path of non-interference, that is the basic rule of spirituality. You can do anything you want because you have free will, as long as
We don't interfere.
you do not interfere with others' happiness,
Yes.
others' life. You have no right.
Yes.
But if you say, I have free will, I'll do it, do it. But your karma, I can't, be careful, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you can do anything you want, but spirituality always teaches us non-interference. Do not bother with others' lives,
Yes.
right? You evolve. But on your path of evolution, don't say, I don't care about others.
Yeah.
Because if you start bothering and interfering others, then that could be difficult.
Yes.
If you like the radical paths, the so-called radical, nothing is radical for me, but if anyone wants radical path, it's up to that person. As long as non-interference.
Non-interference. Yeah.
That's how I think.
No,
Hari.
yes. I know this is a bold topic, but thing is, this is also a topic which we need to talk about to understand.
Yes.
So that's why I have touched
Yes.
upon this as
Yes.
well. When we...
And let me tell you, Hari, there may be some paths that are radical, but you really don't have to go through any radical paths only, because spirituality is very simple. Just do what you're doing, but have an understanding why you're doing what you're doing. That's all spirituality is. You don't have to go to anywhere, masters don't have to spend any money. I tell you guys, spirituality is very cheap. You don't have to go anywhere, don't have to spend money.
Yes.
I don't spend any money. You just sit where you are and just once in a while ask this question, why am I here?
That's it.
We don't ask this question, Hari,
That is the
and that's why we get lost.
Yeah.
Don't get lost, my dear friends. Just if you're sitting with a cup of coffee, just sit. Why am I here?
Yes.
And that will keep reminding you your purpose. And you don't need to go anywhere. Just sit in your house.
That's
just sit under a tree. Go to a park. Just sit on the grass.
Anywhere.
That's all spirituality.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Right?
And also, this aspect of radical spirituality or whatever is for the people who are seeing, but people who are in there, they are living their life.
They don't feel it.
They
radical.
don't feel it radical, you know. We feel it radical by seeing.
know.
If it is radical for us, stay away from it.
Yeah.
Who's pushing you there? As you said, it's free.
Yeah.
Just go under a tree and meditate like Buddha.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Yeah, but we are also hearing about lot of babas and
Yeah.
things coming out, and this is humanity.
Yes.
My dear friends, no one is 100% perfect. They're all on the path of evolution. Mistakes will happen. Yes,
Yeah.
we have society, we have guidelines, so we have to abide by the rule.
Exactly.
But we have to understand society, spirituality going hand in hand is a lot of responsibility.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. No, totally agree with you. And as you said, like mistakes bound to happen. That is why I want to stress that non-interference
Yes.
is extremely important.
Very
where when we are living our life, we need to make sure that we are not forcibly interfering
Yes.
into anyone's life,
Yes.
unknowingly or knowingly.
Yeah.
Try to be as open as we can is very important.
So, Hari, I have in my bedroom my always put this chart on there. I've got 3 words and I've got 3 big crosses in front of that, 3 red crosses. So one is like I say interference, no. Nosiness, no. Criticism, no. Because unknowingly you get sucked into that.
Yes.
Why? Because that's what people are talking about all the time. Who comes and says non-interference? Hardly any. So if you have to carry that banner, then you need to remember all the time what the path that you are walking on.
Absolutely. No. This is a great chat. I would say we have touched on many aspects. So finally, what's your message to any spiritual seeker out there? If not spiritual seeker, I would say this, because this is for everyone who's out there. To the whole humanity, what's your message, and what's your marketing or what? How do you sell spirituality to a common man? This is the final question. What's your selling point of spirituality for a person who's sitting and watching his Netflix series, and then why should he switch off the Netflix series and come into spirituality and meditate?
First of all, it's beautiful. We all talk about happiness, but we really don't know what happiness is. The happiness that we have all seen in our lives is all conditional happiness. My son passed with A grades, I'm happy. He's not going to be getting A grades all his life, right? So I will be unhappy. My husband got promotion, I'm happy. But tomorrow his boss is going to bag him, I won't be happy. If this is how life is going to go, then you will be going through a seesaw all your life. Happiness, depression. Happiness, unhappiness. But unfortunately, the peaks are less, the troughs are more.
Yeah.
That is how every life is. And that's why life feels like a burden. Every person feels like they're carrying a load on their back. I also did till 2002. But because I never looked at it, I pushed everything under the carpet. Whatever I didn't like, I pushed it on the carpet. And I just went on by as if nothing happened. But yes, there was a lot of baggage. We're all living a life. Buddha said, life is dukkha. Dukkha means suffering. Why did he call suffering? This is why. Because the peaks are less, the troughs are more. And that's why the happiness, the so-called happiness, now we have to say conditional happiness, unconditional happiness. There is no conditional happiness, my dear friend. There's only one, unconditional. But because we have not seen that, we only know that glimpses, things, the happiness that comes with achievements, happiness that comes with acquiring, buying another house. But that house will not last long. The house will last long, but the kick won't last long. Your BMW kick won't last long. Your Tesla kick won't last long. Your son going to Harvard also won't last long. You know, these are the things that bring you temporary happiness. But what I learned from my life is spirituality is a path where you stop looking outside reasons to make yourself happy, because it gives you that state that you can be always happy. Saying that, it doesn't mean that I'm always connected to that state. But my effort is that if I can connect to that state, I know where the happiness is, because I know the address. I will not get lost. If I get lost, I know it, I will get back. So to all those people out there who are thinking, is she crazy talking about it? Yes, I'm crazy because I'm so addicted to it. Yes, I'm crazy because this is the best thing that could happen to me in my life, not only in my life, to many, many, many. And when you are on this path, you stop giving significance to anything and everything around you. Undue importance vanishes. And life becomes so simple, trust me, friends, because you live for yourself. You don't live for those applauds. You don't live for those thumbs ups. You only live for that connection that you know you can anytime get, because you know the address.
Yes. No, that's so beautiful message. So it's really enlightening. It's always joy to talk to you. And I don't want to stop this talk with just this one. So this will be a series of talks, and I'll continue to come to you and then many podcasts on these topics, because I know there's immense knowledge that we could get from you. So with that, thank you so much for joining us today on this show. simplifying spirituality, and then explaining about so many topics already. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Hari, for giving me this opportunity. As always, it's really a great pleasure to talk to you. And to all the audiences, happy journey into the path of spirituality. Trust me, it's not boring.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure you all have enjoyed this enlightening talk. We'll see you all in our next program of Simplifying Spirituality. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you everyone, and we are presenting you Simplifying Spirituality with BYM and Breath Universe all together at one place, and we will be having more episodes. Just stay tuned.
And this is Saroj, who is the man behind the show. Thank you. Beautiful.
Absolutely wonderful, Beta. Absolutely wonderful.
Really good. Thank you.